Yeah, I just turned recording on. That to me is a very important thing because, I was talking about Marcus yesterday, and one of the things people just don't realize, biggest turnoff to me is you see people coming in the business new, they want coaching and they can't afford it, but
Right.
they'll sign up anyway. You're in a business, you already went in debt, you're in the hole to get started, and now you're going further backwards. The minus shouldn't be getting bigger, the plus should be getting bigger.
Right.
And so when I hear these crazy, and I say it honestly, these crazy prices that people are doing, and the big warning sign to me when someone goes, "Oh, just put it on your credit card."
Yeah.
No,
Hello.
it's just, and when you sit there, like, I like the fact that you turn around, you've offered the group coaching, you've got your different sessions and stuff like that. So what I like to do is just have you give everybody a little bit of your background, because I mean, the other thing that helps, I see all these people selling, and I'm not gonna knock it, there's more than one right way, but they're selling a program, they ain't sold a house in 50 freaking years. So,
Yeah.
and I don't need to hear, "Oh, how many calls you make last week?" This and that. They're out of tune or out of touch. And so one of the things I felt was really unique with you is what you offer and how you offer it. So I kind of wanted you to kind of break that down so I can share it with the people in my office, because I got people this year in my office that I'd like to see do coaching, and but their problem's always been, I don't know if I can afford it. So I'd like you to give them your approach and what you do and stuff like that, and then they can reach out to you for pricing or whatever and see what, make it work.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good to me. We can definitely do that. Well, as far as what I offer people, I keep it very simple. It's basically what I'm doing is independently doing what you would get when you sign up with one of the big coaching companies, except with them, you're paying, like you said, huge prices
Yeah.
for kind of like the fluff. I'm gonna be honest, it's just a lot of fluff. What it comes down to is the coaching session. And as far as the what, like, you know, a lot, you have a lot of great ideas. So anybody that would know you can come to you to get the what behind it. You can go on YouTube and learn so much stuff. So as far as my coaching goes, it's not so much about the what. We get that out of the way real quick. What do you want to do in your business to generate business? But then we get deeper into the why. Like, why haven't you done this?
Right.
Why, well, like, what's the reason? And because that's really the problem. And I think that's Marcus kind of pegged me as a mindset coach, which is cool. I like it. It's definitely a big part of it. If success is 90% mindset, that should be the first thing you master is the mindset. Because like I said, as far as what to do, that's easy. I could tell you what to do in about 3 minutes. And if you actually did it, you would be successful. The problem is most people just won't do it, or they avoid it, or they do it their way. And it oftentimes just kind of doesn't work out for them. And they go on to the next one and the next one. And, when you're a new person in any industry, I think in real estate a lot, you start getting all these tools and whistles and bells. And some people are really good at selling courses, and that's what they're selling you is the course. They're not selling you the results. And that's what I'm going after. It's like, we're going to check in on your results, the accountability. Did you do it? How did it go? Let's monitor it. Let's track it. What are the KPIs telling us to do? One simple example is, if you're going on a lot of appointments but not getting many contracts, then we got to figure out what's going on at your presentation. If you're getting the leads but not getting the appointments, then we got to figure out what's going on with your conversation with those leads initially. Things like building an ISA team. I see a lot of people that can't do it themselves wanting to hire an ISA or an ISA company or ISA team. And that's good. That will get you leads to talk to, but you still got to talk to them. You still got to present. You still have to set the appointment to meet with them in your office. So ISAs, it's not as simple as it sounds. I feel like there's a lot to think about there before you jump into having an ISA, right? So that's one thing. And I cover so many things in my coaching. anything from marketing, presenting, systems, profitability. I'm kind of like you in the profitability is that I'm always trying to push my coaching clients to not pay for stuff. And I tell them, they say, hey, what do you think about this company? You know, I'm thinking about signing up. I always tell them, do the free demo, then let's talk about it before you sign up. Don't go signing up for a bunch of stuff first and then ask me what I think about it.
After the fact,
Yeah, yeah.
or chasing the shiny new button is how I define it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, as far as the approach, I think it's very much mindset related. It's like unlocking the barriers and the things that hold people back from doing the basics, like talking to people. You know, I tell my clients all the time, you're in a business that pays you lots of money for socializing, and you don't want to socialize. You want to have the ISA do it. You know, the I keep bringing up ISA because it's a hot topic lately, and ISAs are great when you're at a certain level and you're
That's
generating so
yeah,
many
that's
leads.
that's what I'm saying. You can't be brand new and come out here paying what I call team money. That's just it's
Yeah,
foolish. You got to start at the beginning, and that's honestly why I like your coaching approach, because for different levels and where people are at, you're not trying to upsell people on stuff that they can't afford out the gate anyway.
no, I'm doing the opposite. I that's where I really like when you bring up the free 99 and all that stuff because I tell people I'm the master of free. If I can do it for free, I'm going to do it for free. When somebody tries to sell me something, I try to figure out if Google can do it. You know, Google Drive, um, Google, like HubSpot's free. They have a free account. Just there's a lot of stuff out there that is free to us that can get the job done before going and signing up for a bunch of stuff. It adds up. It adds up real quick. You
Yeah, and I
know?
tell people, if you're not at that level, why do you need a CRM for 10,000 people when you don't have 10? I mean, it's just, yeah. So HubSpot has a CRM. Most people don't even look at their systems they already have, and they're already
Correct.
reaching for something else when, build your way up.
Yes. Like I oftentimes turn to people and say, "You have the MLS, right?" Yes, that's a CRM.
Yeah.
Have you maxed it out? Have you utilized it to its full potential? Like I don't know about everybody else's, but my MLS does a lot. Like it does so much helpful stuff, more than enough to get the ball rolling, to get you financially to the point where you can start investing in other things like, you know, just paid marketing and paid CRMs and other systems, which they're great. It's just at the right time. You got to do it at the right time.
Yeah. Well, people don't realize their cell phone. It goes with you everywhere. It has
Yeah.
appointment calendars. It has notes. The apps you can download into it. I mean, people operate off the thing itself. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Um, what type of format do you run for your coaching? How many times a week do you meet? How many times a month? What kind of different things do you offer?
So for people in momentum, people that are already like in real estate, they've already taken some listings. I do weekly coaching. It's 30 minutes a week. Every week we go over uh, either specific topics that they want to talk about. We go over whatever your KPIs are telling us to talk about. We go over objection handling, role playing, appointment setting, um, hiring and firing people, building a team, building your support system, right? So it's all that stuff. Like I have coaching clients that are pretty new, and I have clients that I've been coaching for 7 years. I
Yeah.
have clients that are my oldest coaching client. I won't tell you who, but he's 72 years old and he's doing really good, you know? So it's open to everybody. So there's the weekly coaching, and then I have a bi-weekly coaching for somebody that's not really full time yet, because there's really not that much to talk about at that time. But real quick, they move up to the weekly coaching because once they start applying, I was talking to somebody yesterday about, they said, you know, I really have to step it up. And I tell them, like, you've been in the business 19 years. You should be doing way more. What you need to do is work on your efficiency. If you truly spend 20 hours a week actually working, you're going to triple your business
Yeah.
because of,
Working inside your business.
yes, because of where this person is. He's great experience, great. Like he already closes a lot of deals, but oftentimes we spend the whole day saying, oh, I've been at the office all day, but what were you doing all day? Like, let's monitor that.
The
Block out
coffee
3 hours
pot,
of it.
the coffee pot crowd.
Yeah, yeah. So it's stuff like that. It's just narrowing down the real obstacles, the real things that are holding people back from moving forward. Not, like I said, the what is easy. I mean, I can give you a 30-minute session and tell you exactly what to do every single day for the rest of your career. And if you actually execute, you'll do really well. But 99% of people just won't do it. And that's why big companies throw out all this information and suggestions, advice, plans, because most people will not do it, period. They just won't. And I think that's where the magic happens on the coaching sessions. And that's also why, like, I don't sell courses. I can easily do, just like a lot of people, create this beautiful course with really awesome videography and slap a price on it and sell it to everybody. But their courses are good to educate you. They don't um, get to know the person. The course isn't going to stop you when you say something that needs to be analyzed, right? Like, just little things, like when people say, oh, I'll do the cold calls, but I'm just not that good at it. I stop people. I go, wait a minute, let's dissect that. Why do you think you're not good at it? And it goes deep into why they think they're not good at it. We figure out that it's because of the results they've been getting, and it's because they haven't been role playing and improving their communication and their sales. Most agents walk around thinking they're really great salespeople, and that's cool. Like, I'm all for being confident, but it's like, recently I saw a post on Instagram. It said 3 things: know your worth, control your emotions, and never settle. I said, number one, yeah, know your worth, but that doesn't mean that you decide what you're worth. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm worth $1 million, so damn it, I'm worth $1 million. It's like, no, know your worth. Let's actually know where your skill level is and what it's worth.
Yeah.
And if it's worth $20,000 a year and you want to be at 1 million, we have a lot of work to do, right? So I posted something along those lines with that picture. I said, my job is not to hype you up. I'm not here to motivate you and get you all hyped up every week. My job is to help you know your worth and help you increase it so that you can have the success you want.
Yeah. See, you and I had this conversation. I had said something to you a couple months ago where I said, I tell people, I train people. I don't coach them.
Yeah.
And people don't understand the difference. So I kind of want to break that down. I come in, I teach them systems. I show them how it works. I teach them how to integrate it and bring it together, but I don't coach. And some people don't, surprisingly, don't understand the difference in what that means.
Exactly. And that's what I think people get stuck on, the training, and they just keep doing more and more and more training every day. And you're exactly right. It's like flying that big plane behind you. You can tell us exactly what to do step by step, but the chances of me walking onto that plane and successfully landing it, I probably wouldn't even get it off the ground.
I've done it in the simulator several times. But no, it's just, yeah. So, like I said, I just, this year coming forward, and, I don't say I don't track trends. I pay attention nationwide to some things, but what goes on where I'm at is different than what goes on where you're at. And I tell people, as far as the coaching aspect of it is, no matter where you are, coaching can be the same. As far as areas won't matter, it's the procedures and what you do. And so I guess my final question to you would be, what is it you feel that you bring to people? Because like me, I wanted, when I went and did coaching, I wanted it for my area because I needed somebody to understand where I was, because I'm in a market that is just brutal. I mean, I was surprised. They said the average agent was only selling 4 houses a year. And I'm like, wow, really? But I spent more time teaching the coach systems for what I was doing to get my results. So for people that would have a question of, okay, you're in California, I'm in Washington, how do you feel your coaching would still help them here in Washington?
Well, I've coached people in Dubai, Italy, Malta, Spain, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Canada, and every market in the United States.
Okay.
The reason it works is because I simply stick to the basics, to the principles of success, right? And as simple as that sounds, most people completely skip over just mastering the principles of success. Like we were talking about earlier, you start your real estate business and you start immediately spending all kinds of money. That principle is for failure. It's like you can't start a business by spending money. So how can we get you to a point where your revenue is coming in, budget that revenue, and allocate it properly to what the most important thing is right now? You know, so that's one thing. As far as like earlier, just a few minutes ago, you were talking about coaching versus training. You know, I always say this, like, being a good assistant doesn't make you a good agent. Being a good agent doesn't make you a good broker. Being a good broker doesn't make you a good trainer or coach. You know, it's like we all have a role in this vast industry, and we've all chosen our role. And I've chosen to be a coach in this huge team of people that we all have the same thing in mind, is help people buy, sell, invest in real estate. And there's so many moving parts. I think just early in my career, I just kind of naturally gravitated into, first it started with just training my coworkers, my people that were agents alongside with me. It's like, hey, yeah, let's learn these scripts, you know, we got to learn these scripts. So that started, and the group grew from like 5 people, 20 people, 40 people, and all of a sudden I'm the office coach. You know, I mean, it took 7 years, but that's how I got into it. And what I learned from that was being incredibly efficient. And that's where I can teach people to be efficient, because I would do my own business like 20, 25 hours a week. And with the rest of my time, I would spend it role playing with people, going on appointments with them, on their appointments, prospecting with people, listening to them, you know, jumping in on a call with them, just all kinds of stuff that I would do in my 8-hour day that most people wouldn't do in a 12-hour day, you know. So that's like another aspect of it. So yeah, I mean, there's so much to offer. I think the one thing I always tell everybody is schedule a free coaching session. That's, you have everything to gain, nothing to lose, and you will absolutely walk away with some value. And then my hopes from there is that they simply, in their mind, they go, you know what? If I did this every week, I would absolutely kill it. So I'm signing up. I'm not. I know a lot of free coaching sessions. You sign up for them. They ask you a certain. You can tell they're going on a questionnaire.
Yeah.
And then they use all your pain points to push you into signing up right now. And it's like, you didn't give me any value. you didn't coach me. You just are trying to close me, you know, which it works, it does, but you know, that's why the big companies have huge revolving numbers. It's like people get on coaching and get off coaching. My average client, I coach them. I've been coaching most of the people for about 3 to 7 years, people in my coaching program, you know, with the exception of new people, of course. But it's because I do my best to bring value to every session, every single session. My top producers right now are doing about 800,000 a year, or working on closing, you know, up to 96 deals this year. That's the goal. Anywhere from newer people that are just trying to get their systems in place. You know, I have one person that their goal is to close 18 deals. But I'm telling you right now, this happens every year. I start getting the text messages around August, people going, hey, I just hit my goal for the year. What do I do now? Right? And that's my happy time, is right around August when that starts to happen.
Do you still actively sell?
Yeah, I still actively sell, not as much, but I am very active with agents in prospecting, going on appointments, taking listings, doing open houses, even doing some ISA calls, right? Like calling leads to set appointments. I could stop and focus on coaching, but I feel like being in the game is a huge advantage that separates me from other people.
Yeah,
That
see, that's what I wanted people to hear, because I mean, you get people that ain't sold a house since the 70s, and
right,
they're still
right.
trying to sell your program and they're out of touch.
Yeah,
Uh,
and that's I
you know,
think that's the problem is they're selling a program or they're selling a course or whatever the case is that they're selling, and it's based on whatever they did back then. Because I tell people all the time, like Anthony Robbins has never sold a house, but he can probably coach you to do really well.
yeah,
Okay. And that's awesome. Imagine if Anthony Robbins also did some real estate, it would just be that much better.
yeah.
And that's kind of what the way I see it. Like if I'm going to teach agents and if I have the time to do real estate, I'm going to do both.
Right. No, I totally agree. Because I mean, when you sit here and you're pitching a product, but you don't have hands-on, there's too many things. Our industry does not move super fast, but it does move. And there are things, there's trends, there's things that come up. And even if they have other people tracking it for them, the problem is in the communication module, something's lost in translation always. So they're not going to grasp it the way they
Mm,
would have if they were hands-on.
right. Absolutely.
So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the video out. I want to thank you for your time today, and I'm going to include all your information on it along with your Calendly link, so
Yeah.
that the guys out of my office and gals can go ahead and schedule a free session. And I highly recommend to them to do this just to set their self for where they're going. This is January, and basically, if they hadn't started last August, September, October, they're already behind. But
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
will bring them up on speed, get them going, and at least point them in a direction, because you get a lot of people that just you hit it. There are some people that are great salespeople, but they don't have the direction of what it takes to get the people on the table for them to sell to. And so they
Right.
got to start somewhere. And like I tell people, I'm the king of free 99. So you
Mm,
guys heard free session. All it takes in this, the only cost is your time, and the time is time is valuable. But if they really want to get somewhere this year, as our markets start turning, they need to understand what they need to do to separate themselves from everybody else.
absolutely. So I wanted to just mention like a few things that number one, the role play session I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's like awesome. I think people really get a lot out of. We dive in. We don't chit chat a lot. We just dive into role play. I do break down a few things, tips, advice, whatever, answer questions. But for the most part, we role play.
Okay.
So there's that. And then if people join, we always do a quarterly plan immediately. Even if we're already started in this quarter, you just pick up right where you are. But this quarter, you still have to have a goal. We do a commitment form, which we kind of go through some basic goals for the year and go over that. And the 90-day plan of action, which I already mentioned. So yeah, role playing, 90-day plan of action, a commitment form. And this is all stuff we could do on the free session. And my goal, like I said, I want to say it one more time. My goal is that they walk off that session excited with something to do, a plan of action that they can implement right now without spending more money or whatever. And that they do get excited and realize, like, okay, I need to do this every week to stay on track. Right. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope that anybody that watches this video takes me up on that offer and allows me to prove to them that they can get the results that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Hey, Gabe, man, thanks. I'm glad you spent some time with me today. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out to my folks, and I'm probably gonna come sit in on one of your sessions next week.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Thanks,
All
Leon. I
right, man.
appreciate it. Thank
You have a
you.
great day.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.